What's good with it, people? It's your boy Jax, and I'm back with another one, man. Finally. Joe Budden exposes DJ Akademiks for the pandering, ignorant commentator that he truly is. And I'm happy he did that. Let's get into it. All right, man. Lil Yachty went on Everyday Struggle and talked to Joe Budden about his comments about Lil Yachty's album cover. Okay? Now, I'm not gonna lie, Joe thought he was a little bit harsh on Yachty simply because of his age. You know what I mean? Lil Yachty explained that he came up with the idea for his album cover, which I do not believe that for nothing, because it just didn't seem like it was an idea that came from this black rapper with gold and diamonds in his mouth, who really does not relate to these people that were on his album cover. Okay? His album cover consisted of a girl with vitiligo, an overweight, obese girl, two gay men kissing, and him sitting in the middle, right? And he says, this speaks to me being the outcast of the industry. That's straight up bullshit, and I'm happy Joe called him out on his BS. Now, let's get to the beginning of this interview. Joe admitted that there's a gap between young artists and new ones, and that he contributed to that, right? Joe contributed to that with his beefs with rappers from earlier times, aka Wu-Tang, and you could name the rest. But that's besides the point. Let's get to the point, okay? Yachty admits he's not hood, he's not street, but he raps about pulling guns, shooting shit, and doing dumb nigga shit, right? But in the interview on Everyday Struggle, he says, oh, I came from a dorm. I went to college, okay? That was strike one for me, man. That was strike one. Actually, that was strike three for me, but we'll start off at one right now. I'm like, you know, I used to watch DJ Akademiks, and I used to just watch him and just look at him and just see how he forms his whole platform. And I finally got it figured out now. He panders to the new generation. He's a 30-year-old motherfucker that he's an old head, just like the rest of them. And yet he panders to the new generation. Now, if you don't, I don't have a problem with the new generation. Actually, I do. My only problem with the new generation is that they've turned into the label heads. It's all about the money for them now. Like, they don't care about the art. They don't give a damn about, you know what I mean, putting words together and trying to make something sound, you know, enticing or interesting or clever. They just want to make a song and make money. They're just like these Jewish label heads that use their ass and throw them out on the curb. And Joe finally exposed the bullshit for what it is. Now, Lil Yachty says he's not hood or street. He says there's no one behind him, and yet he signed to Capitol Records. But he says it's a partnership with Capitol and QC. It's a load of crock, man. It's a load of freaking crock. Just like Chance the Rapper. Oh, he's independent. Well, Apple is acting as the label, man. He's not independent, okay? It's good now, and in today's times, it's cool to say, I'm independent now. That's the cool thing to say, because nobody wants to be looked at as being tied down to a label, okay? Because the label has certain things, they have certain history that if you act like you're tied down to them, you have to take that on board. No pun intended to Lil Boat. Fuck Lil Boat. Okay? I don't play Lil Boat, man. Okay? I'm not gonna sit up here and act like all I do is play straight East Coast shit. I like Migos. You know what I mean? I like a couple Young Thug records. I like different shit. I like new shit. But what I don't like is bullshit. Okay? The whole interview, Lil Yachty is sitting here beating around the bush. He don't want to answer questions. He don't want to rate his peers. Okay? He finally admits that Uzi and 21 are his competition. That's about all that he admitted to right there. Okay? Now, they touch on the Ebro interview. Joe Budden was absolutely right. Lil Yachty has no business talking about Tupac because he wasn't around listening to music when Tupac was putting music out. And not only that, but he never did the research on Tupac. So how can you give an opinion on Tupac? That's strike 5 right there for me, man. Okay? Not to mention that Lil Yachty even admitted that he doesn't make the best music, but he feels like he does the best business. Who does that sound like? That sounds like a fucking label head to me, man. You know, these new rappers, all they want is money. They see it's easy. They see they can make a song at home, throw it on YouTube, don't even try to fucking put any effort into it, and it blows up. And that's what they're all trying to do. They're all trying to ride that coattail. Eventually, that shit is going to disappear. Okay? Lil Yachty didn't even want to discredit one rapper. He says he likes every rapper. He likes every fucking rapper. That's impossible. That's impossible, man. Like, they asked Lil Yachty if he's in a 360 deal. He didn't even want to he didn't even want to answer that question. I don't know if I'm in a 360. I don't know, man. I've heard about it. I don't know what a he acts like he doesn't even know what the fuck a 360 deal is, man. This guy is a load of shit. His music sucks. And it's just all about the money for him, man. But these kids are feeding into it because they think it's cool. They see the diamonds, they see the hair, and they think the shit is cool. And it's not cool, man, because he's a culture vulture that lives within the culture. Literally. Literally, man. And it's really ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. And all DJ Akademiks has to say to Joe Budden is, oh, you're an old head. You're an old head. You flopped. You flopped by going gold. We're going to talk about what a flop is a little bit later. But right now, I want to talk about why Lil Yachty feels like he has to please everyone. That's what he said. He said that's why he did the freestyles. So because it's a part of his brand that he has to please, he feels he has to please everyone. Who gives a fuck about who you gotta please? One minute he says, oh, I feel like I gotta have to please everybody. The next minute he acts like all I'm worried about is the business end. He's a flip-flopper, okay? And this is ridiculous. Lil Yachty got exposed and DJ Akademiks got exposed for what the fuck they really are, man. I mean, this is ridiculous. Not only that, but he doesn't even want to say what he wants from hip hop. Like, what kind of shit is that? You don't want to just say, okay, look, this is what I plan on getting from the game that supposedly took me from a dorm to having millions of dollars and having sex with whatever girl I want to have sex with and all this other bullshit. But you don't want to admit what you want from the game. I guess that's all he wants from the game is money and ass. Like, it's ridiculous, man. Like, he's just like a fucking label head. DJ Akademiks is ridiculous, man. This dude sits here and he shakes Lil Yachty's hand and he says, "Thanks for giving me congratulations on getting this new job at Complex." Yo, they need to kick DJ Akademiks the fuck off of Complex because he don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I'm glad Joe is on the show because he's exposing all this shit. Yachty says, "Oh, I don't have anybody who influenced me, but I have people that I listen to like Drake, Kanye, Kid Cudi. Oh yeah, but my favorite rapper was my favorite rapper is Lil B." Tap dancing, man, tap dancing. Now, Joe admits Wale flopped with his last album, but he also admits that Atlantic is not signing lyricists right now. So what is really a flop here? Because we're not going by the old standard of, people going gold, platinum, diamond, wood. All of that is over with, man. With the streaming and the internet, all of that is over with. Okay? Not only that, but Joe Budden also exposed this nigga DJ Akademiks for when he listened to a song. He showed him a song. First thing DJ Akademiks asked him is, "Who is this?" What the fuck does that have to do with the song, man? Do you like the fucking song? Fuck who it is. But that's what these new niggas, well, in DJ Akademiks' case, a new old nigga, because the nigga's the same age as me. The motherfucker's gotta be at least 30 years old. But yet he panders to a 15-year-old listener. Like, I don't understand it. And that's how he blows up. That's exactly how he blows up. And his only response to Joe is, "Oh, man, you went gold in 2003. That was a long time ago. You washed up, man. You washed up now." Like, that's his only response, man. That's his only response. All DJ Akademiks does is he rolls with brands that are popping. If it's Drake, if it's Lil Yachty, if it's Lil Uzi, he's all over it. He can't get enough of it. But if it's some obscure rapper that he's never heard about, he can't get into it because the hype isn't there. And that's sad because that's how you find new artists. The best artists you find is the ones that you don't know anything about. Okay? Somebody can sit here and tell me, "Man, dude, Lil Yachty is the shit, man. You gotta listen to him, man. He be spitting the best shit in the world." Somebody could tell me that, and I could try to take a listen, and I might like it or I might not. But a better way to find an artist is by me finding the artist my damn self and listening for my damn self and not having somebody hyping up this name in order to get me to like this artist. I mean, this is really ridiculous. Now, let's get closer to the flop part, okay? They start talking about Wale's album. It was a flop. Everybody knows that. But Joe's not putting it all on Wale. And he's also not putting it all on the label. But he is putting majority on the label. I'd say he's putting 75% on the label, 25% on Wale. Which is reasonable to me because Wale has made a lot of mistakes in the past. Coming out with albums like the one All About Nothing with Seinfeld. What the fuck is that, man? Seinfeld has nothing to fucking do with this fucking culture, man. But that's pandering. That's how these motherfuckers pander to a certain crowd. That's exactly how they do it. Okay, now DJ Akademiks, he wants to put the whole flop on Wale. In reality, he does, but if you say that, he'll deny it. He'll say, "No, I don't put it all on Wale." But the way he explains himself he's putting it all on Wale. I don't give a fuck about Wale. I think Wale sucks. I think he sucked from the beginning. But goddamn it, the label has a partial ownership in every flop that happens. DJ Akademiks is a switch up kid. He don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's never been on a fucking label. The only fucking thing he does is sit back on his computer and analyze numbers and people's comments in the comment section. That's it, man. That's it. It's sad, man. And it's sad that he's the voice of this culture when it comes to criticism. If DJ Akademiks says something is whack, all the little kids are going to say it's also whack. Simply because they respect his opinion, which really ain't worth shit. And not to mention the whole interview, Lil Yachty is dancing around questions, beating around the bush, and sipping on his goddamn complex fucking tea that they gave him. I can't stand it, man. I can't stand it no fucking more because it's lies, man. DJ Akademiks is a freaking liar. Then he says, DJ Akademiks says, what he considers to being a flop has to do with what the fans think you should do versus what your peers do. Freaking ridiculous, man. Let me tell you what a flop is, right? This is what a flop is in my opinion. Let's say an artist comes out and sells 1 million records the first week. And then by the time you get to the third album, you're down to 50-40% of your album sales. That's a flop to me. A flop is just a substantial decline in sales or demand. That's a flop when it's noticeable. Okay, some might say a flop happens a little bit more than 50% of album sale losses. But DJ Akademiks, you ask him, he's gonna give you the doctored up answer, man. Now, Joe, he didn't want to admit he didn't want to talk about what the fuck a flop was. I mean, hell, he's not even pushing albums like that no more. So why the fuck, why would he really go into that? Not to mention, all DJ Akademiks has to say is, oh, you went gold in 2003. That's a flop. Niggas wish they could go gold now. Of course it was a different time and all that, but if a nigga went gold today, he'd be happy as hell, man. DJ Akademiks is a freaking flip-flopper. He needs to be kicked off the show. He don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's probably never even walked in a label building. So why the fuck is he always talking about what's going on in the music industry? He's a panderer. He's a freaking panderer. Then they asked Lil Yachty, what is a flop? And he doesn't even want to answer the question. It's sad, man. It's motherfucking sad because, DJ Akademiks, his voice and his platform is so loud and so large that whatever he says or does, damn near is set in stone, man. And it's ridiculous. It's freaking ridiculous, man. I'm glad Joe exposed this motherfucker for who he is, because all he wants to do is big up the brands that are popping. If you ain't popping, he don't give a fuck. Which is bullshit. It's supposed to be about the music. Just like Joe said, once the artist gives the music to the label, they're pretty much supposed to do a little bit more than just sit back and watch the artist hustle this label through every radio station and basically do the stuff by itself. It's ridiculous, man. But Look, it was a good show. DJ Akademiks got shown for the phony that he is. I always knew he was a phony and a panderer. And it's as simple as that, man. Joe ate him alive today. Respectfully. I really don't ever want to hear another DJ Akademiks commentary again because he don't know what he's talking about, man. He really don't. He just built a platform, said some shit people wanted to hear, and now he's on TV. So it's really ridiculous, man, where this is going. But look, I'm hoping the pendulum will swing back in the other direction because the game is saturated with people who just want to get money, want to fuck bitches and sip lean, and they don't give a fuck about the art. They don't give a fuck about none of that shit no more because it's all about the bread. It's ridiculous, man. It's fucking sad, man. I had to touch on that subject, man, because it was bothering me. It was bothering me the whole night. The whole night after I listened to it. It started to bother me because there's no reason why the artist should be so focused on making money that they disregard the quality of the music. I don't give a fuck if quality doesn't sell or not. Quality is what makes music great. Okay, you got your XXX Tentaciones. He knows how to make lo-fi music, and it's good music. I've heard his stuff. Sounds like it was recorded in a fucking garage with fucking cardboard and wind chimes hanging up. And yet, he still makes good music. But if you're talking about a Lil Yachty who goes in the studio for 10 minutes, it comes out with a hit, it's BS, man. And we finally got it exposed today. Thanks to Joe. I'm going to have to give a shout out to Joe Budden, man, because he did his thing. He did his thing, man. He did not let Lil Yachty just sit there and breeze through this shit like it was easy. Look, man, I'm done with this shit. I'm done with DJ Akademiks. I've been finished with Lil Yachty. Lil Yachty gets no play in my house, man. I'm sure niggas that's playing him is just as old as he is, 18 years old. That's cool. It's not my type of music, man. But look, for more videos and updates, please subscribe. Give me a comment in the comment section. This your boy Jax. I'm out. Peace.